Man, have we had fun with veggies today. Lindsay did those great roasted veggies with the cauliflower and the broccoli and then the
cheese sauce with
that
it.
was just over the top. Really, really good. We did that white bean dip, which you need to make sometime this summer. Caprese salad in a jar, a mock tuna salad, stuffed zucchini. I think we need dessert with all.
I think it's time.
Yeah, I do too. Carrot cake. Oh my gosh. I think carrot cake is a lot of people's all-time favorite dessert. You know?
I do think so as well. And you know what? Carrots are pretty much available all year round too. In the farmer's market in the summer, you can get really fresh ones that have great flavor. But even if it's in the winter, you can still throw this together and still get really good flavor out of it.
I think a lot of people are intimidated by making carrot cake because yes, they do a box mix, but it's probably not very good. So it's one of those cakes that you have to do it pretty much by homemade.
Yeah, you know what? And this recipe for me, and this is my great grandma who taught me how to do this. It's just a wooden spoon. You know,
really?
You throw it all in there, mix together with a wooden spoon, and it will turn out. I promise.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm excited about that. No mixer on this end, just for the frosting.
No, just for the frosting. So what we have here is kind of all the ingredients go into this big bowl. You want to shred up your carrots. These are the orange carrots, but you can use rainbow-colored carrots or whatever you find at the market, and just kind of add a little bit of flavor and a little bit of fun to the carrot cake.
Can I ask you how you shredded them?
Food processor.
Okay.
Or a box grater as well, depending on what you have.
Okay, so you want to make sure that they are really shredded nicely. Food processor, if you have got the blade, really does it in no time.
It does, yeah, it really does.
Nice.
And you have to clean it, but other than that, it's much faster to work with.
Okay.
So we'll just go ahead and, like I said, all these ingredients go in the bowl.
At the same time?
All at the same time.
I love it.
There's no order.
Okay, so quite a bit of carrot.
Yeah, this is about 3 cups, which comes out to be about 5 or 6 full-size carrots.
Okay.
So the base of carrot cake is carrots.
Yeah.
You got 3 eggs. We got some oil and sugar that I'll help you throw on in here.
You know, the other thing I'm looking about this recipe, it seems like I've got all these ingredients at home, and most of us probably do right now.
Yep.
You know, I've always got carrots in that bottom drawer of your fridge. I've got eggs, which is nice if you wanted to whip this up, you know, and you're at home and you're in your sweats or your jammies and you're craving something sweet.
Yep.
I like that.
You know, and this is one too that if you had kids, they can help you out with it. It goes together really quite well.
Now for the and vanilla. I see vanilla there. So
I never really measure my vanilla. I just put a nice heavy splash in.
Sure. So let's backtrack. 3 eggs, 3 cups of shredded carrots, flour.
Yep, 2 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of just regular granulated sugar, and that's regular all-purpose flour as well.
Okay.
A pinch of salt goes in here. We've got baking powder and baking soda, it's a teaspoon of each.
Okay.
And then your spices can be whatever you want them to be. I always have really good cinnamon on hand. Cardamom's great, ginger's good in here. Nutmeg, of course, is another one that really goes well together. Whatever spices you have. I like carrot cake and cinnamon for me. Those are the 2. And then the house smells great and all those things too.
This is going to be, okay, right away I'm noticing this is not like an ordinary cake batter.
No, it is thick.
Really thick. Dense. It's going to be a dense cake.
It is going to be a dense cake. And what happens too is the carrots give off a little bit of moisture when you bake them. So you want to make sure that you have, again, the amount of carrots we have in there give off the moisture. So you want to have a nice thick batter to start.
And it sure smells cinnamony and yummy.
And vanilla.
Yeah. Okay.
So this recipe goes into 2 8-inch pans, or if you have a 9x13, you can do it that way as well.
Spray them.
And I always just give them a little spray to be safe so nothing sticks to them.
Okay. Divide them up in between each pan. Okay.
Bake them at 350 like any other cake. And they take about 25 minutes or so. You want to do the toothpick test to make sure that they're ready.
Okay.
Once they get out of the oven, you want to let them cool completely. And then that's the stage that I've got over here. So these are the ones that I baked last night. Cooled completely. We want to pop them out of the pans, and we're going to layer it on up.
Oh, I can't wait. Now, I think my favorite part, and probably most people's favorite part about carrot cake, has to do with the cream cheese frosting.
Yes. So what we've got beaten over here is 8 ounces of cream cheese, 4 ounces of butter, and 1 pound of powdered sugar.
Ooh.
And then a nice amount of vanilla, of course.
So that's the standard. It really is. It's just, Now here's a fun tip. So we're going to have lots of layers in this. So we're going to cut these layers in half.
Yeah, one of the trends on cakes these days are called naked cakes. It's kind of a fun way to ice it, and you can kind of look like a rock star without having too much talent or time into the kitchen.
Okay, so show me what a naked cake is.
Yeah, so we've got our cake stand here.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is put down a layer of carrot cake.
And you picked that up pretty easily. I like the idea of setting it on top of the bottom
you can
kind
of see my little system there. So we'll get our icing out here, which looks all creamy and whipped together. It takes about 5 minutes to beat all those together.
Yeah, you want it to get all the lumps and bumps out of the cream cheese and really get the powdered sugar in there.
And the KitchenAid does a really good job at that, but
Yeah.
you could do it with a hand mixer. It just takes a little longer.
Okay.
All right, so then we take about a third or so of our filling and just kind of put a scoop in there.
Oh, if I can just tell you how good this smells. It's like crazy. This cake too, really inexpensive to make.
Yeah.
Because like I say, you have most of this stuff.
So you kind of just put a rough rustic layer down.
Okay.
Put down another layer of your carrot cake.
I'd be scared to death to pick up those layers, but
You gotta trust the cake. You gotta
Okay.
know what you do.
okay.
And like I said, you get a little rustic, you get a little messy that comes over the side every once in a while. That's fine too. Do another layer. Yeah, so we've started doing a lot of wedding cakes this way too, this kind of naked cake look where you just have kind of the beautiful layers. You know, you take all that time to bake this cake, show off the layers rather than icing the sides to it. You get to kind of really see
And if it
the
drips
beauty.
over, that's really looks cool.
Yep. And then the top tier, I normally flip the other way just so that you've got kind of a nice flat top to it.
Yep.
Take the last bit of your icing. And like I said, it's very rustic, it's fun. Kids can do this. Sprinkle the top with a little bit of cinnamon or some toasted nuts if you have them floating
And just
around
a
the
nice
kitchen.
big layer on the top so
oh
that
yeah,
it kind of drips
we all
down.
like the
Yeah,
icing.
Yeah. But I love that because the hardest part is icing those sides. I don't like that. It's so fun to watch a pastry chef in action because I couldn't be farther from it. But you guys just like make it look so
Sometimes
easy.
people say it looks easy, and it's like, it can be. You know,
Yeah.
it really can be if you get behind it and embrace the rustic feel of it, rather than
True.
trying to make it perfect.
Yeah, I think that's true because this is, I mean, absolutely gorgeous. I even like the little bit of a crumb on there, you know, because it shows like it's homemade. you know?
Exactly. And this
Oh.
is something that I love to eat the day of or the next day. But if
Oh.
it takes a couple days, put it in the fridge to
Yeah.
keep it nice and moist.
Oh my gosh, it looks fantastic. You could sprinkle some nuts on top, like you said, a little walnut on there. Ooh,
Easy,
yum,
easy,
yum,
$1,000,000.
yum. Now, if you want this cake, but you don't want to make it, Lindsay would be happy to bake for you. She does wedding cakes and birthday cakes, all sorts of pastries. They are amazing. She also cater your party, and she mentioned that Wednesday night thing. So if you sign up, she'll send you out an email once a week, and if you want dinner for 2 or 4, she'll deliver it to your house.
Absolutely.
What's the website?
Runspoon.com.
Runspoon.com. Always a pleasure to see
You too, Amy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing the recipes. We'll be right back.